What's up guys, my name is Mr. Freeze2244. This video will be covering the Assassination challenge called Electric Trilogy. This got introduced yesterday, and at first glance it's quite daunting, but it's not as bad as you might think it would be. So you have to eliminate all 3 targets via electrocution, and you get the ICA Proximity Micro Taser as a reward. So we're going to start with the default loadout, default start location, which is the resort pier. This takes place in Haven Island. The last I heard, you only get Haven Island if you have the deluxe pack these days in the World of Assassination. So if you don't have that, that's the reason why. But I think the ICA Micro Taser is quite interesting, and I'll get to that at the end. This is another reason. So if you haven't got Haven Island and it's still part of the deluxe pack, I highly recommend you get the deluxe pack. So the first thing we need to do in this mission is grab this emetic flower. So we're going to use this to clear out the lab area. So what we're actually going to do is take out Tyson Williams, Stephen Bradley, and Ludmila Vetrova all at the same time in one electrocution. Now the screenshot of the challenger would make you think you'd have to do it via the hot tubs. I mean, Bradley and Vetrova get in a hot tub under certain circumstances if they get in there together, and Tyson Williams gets in his own tub under certain circumstances. But I think this is overall a lot easier and quicker. So when we come over to the mansion area, we're going to shoot out that camera just so we don't get spotted. You can easily do this silent assassin suit only as well. You don't have to change disguises. But for the benefit of the video and the walkthrough, for just the challenge, I'm going to do it with disguises and make it easier for you. So I'm going to throw a coin over here by the stairs while crouched in the bushes. So that's going to lead the guard down here as a distraction. We are going to take his disguise. If you're doing the suit only, you don't have to bother with this, of course. But we're only doing this so we can get his disguise, so we can freely roam downstairs in the basement in the lab area, and so we can get the key card to even get into the lab area. So after we grab the newspaper from the bench just behind us, we're going to go in and throw it at the guard's head and take his disguise. You don't have to pick up his weapon or the key that he drops, but I'm going to do it anyway. And the next thing we need to do is grab the key card so we can get down there. So it's just around the corner, be on the table where these two researchers are talking. So grab the blue key card on the table, and then go back to the area where we knocked out the guard, and you'll see a little card reader over here by the wall. Go ahead and use the card on it, and climb down the ladder. Once we're down here, there's going to be cameras, and there's going to be a couple of enforcers to this disguise. But what we're going to do is clear out the lab area anyway with the emetic flower that we picked up earlier. So, yeah. There's a couple of enforcers over there. There's one over there to your right as well, but he's got his back to you, so just make sure he doesn't see you. You can go ahead and take out the cameras now if you wanted to. Just go ahead and destroy it. Stay crouched as you do it though. And the next step is take out your suppressed pistol and shoot this little socket right here. I don't know what they call it in America. We call it a plug. But once you've done that, once you've shot it, it's going to start sparking and things like that. And we're setting up a trap. So a little bit later on, we'll take all 3 of them out. So in the meantime, we're going to poison the ventilation system, and that's going to turn the whole lab green, and that's going to make everyone sick. So everyone is going to exit the lab. That gets them all out of the way. Now we need to turn off the vent system so we can actually enter it ourselves and not get poisoned. So everyone's on their way now to go to the nearest puke spot and do what they need to do. In the meantime, we are going to sabotage all of these systems. So we're just going to pull the racks on 4 computers. So that'll be 1. So even though you've got the investigating distraction there, they're the people that are upstairs, and they ain't going to get down in time to repair this system. So if you don't clear out the lab, you'll have researchers putting these racks back in, and it will all eventually be fixed. So the only way to get 3 targets down here is by pulling 4 racks, and that's going to send up into like a system emergency kind of thing, and it's going to get all of the targets together. This does take a while waiting for them all though, especially Ludmila. She walks so slowly. Tyson Williams walks slowly as well, but he's only upstairs, so it takes, you know, maybe 3 minutes at most. But what essentially we need to do is get all 3 of them together so we can electrocute them all. So I'm going to wait on the other side of this area, and we're going to wait for all 3 targets to get together, and then I'll take you through the next step and showcase why I think the Micro Taser is quite interesting. So she finally turns up. What we're going to do now is take out our pistol. In this position, go ahead and just shoot the water cooler you see right there. You'll be able to easily see it via your instinct. So I highly recommend using that as you're aiming for it, so you can clearly, easily see it. Make sure no one's standing behind it, otherwise you'll shoot them in the process and you might get spotted. If you are doing this suit only or trying to carry on the silent assassin, you can just escape with the stairs in the corner and take the ladder all the way up, and you'll be able to take the plane away, and then there you go, silent assassin suit only if you were doing it that way. But upon completing that challenge, you will unlock the ICA Proximity Micro Taser, a device that sends out electrical surge upon detonation. Now, like I said, I think this interesting is an item. This item is quite interesting in terms of setting up traps. So here we are in Whittleton Creek, and we're going into, was it Frank Miller or Schmiller? Or I can't remember his name now. I'm going into his house to go and collect a propane flask. This doesn't work on fire extinguishers unless you want to knock them out. But if you didn't know, propane flasks can take people out for accident kills. Only when they're quite close. Everyone else that's further away are going to be knocked out or knocked down. And in this instance, we're going to take advantage of it with Nolan Cassidy. And you can do this with the regular micro taser, because the benefits of a micro taser is the NPCs can't see it, so it's basically an invisible item to NPCs. So what we did there, we just throw the propane flask down on the ground to break it open. And you can, like I said, you can do this with the remote micro taser as well, but we're going to drop it right next to the propane flask. Make sure you get away from it though before it activates, otherwise you're the one that's going to go boom. So after a while, he's going to walk over there. So as long as you know the pathing of your targets and you know where they're going, you can set this up with pretty much anybody. And it's not just going to take them out for an explosion, it's going to be an explosive accident kill. So there we go, right there. Explosive kill, accident kill, unnoticed kill, and his guard got right back up. That's why I think is an interesting item to have in your inventory. It does give you another tool in your arsenal to take out multiple targets in more creative ways. So have fun with that. I've been saying for a couple of years now it would be fun if we had the proximity taser. You could easily use this in the New York bank as well, causing a stock. What's the thing called now? Ruining the stock market, breaking the stock market, whatever. And the target comes into a little room to have a conversation on the phone. You could set the trap up there whilst you're trying to get the rack from the bank vault. You could easily set up that trap. That would be a very cool scenario to use the micro taser. But yeah, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this video anyway. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you wanted to the channel, and consider becoming a Patreon or becoming a member by clicking the join button below, clicking the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.